Now, I went to university in Southampton, which means that I spent countless hours on the banks of the River Solent. So when Marlowe released a watch called the Solent Timer, it wasn't a question of if I'd buy it, it was a question of how quickly I could get my hands on it. Hi there, I'm Dave, and you're watching Microbrandwatch. And today we're watching the Marloe Solent Timer. Now, is Marlowe a microbrand that you're going to want to watch? Let's find out. Now, the moment I opened the box, I knew that Marlowe had created something really special with this watch. This watch has got the incredible ability to adapt to whatever you need it to be, but I'll come back to that in a moment. What immediately struck me was this dial. Maybe it's those memories of watching the light dance across the Solent, but this watch captures that nautical, seaside, coastal feeling absolutely perfectly. There's something about the way that the light plays across those diagonal lines, the way the blue gradient shifts and changes. And for me, it's just like wearing a piece of the Solent itself. Now, many of you will already know Marlowe. Marlowe's a British microbrand with a really interesting origin story. Story goes that way back in 2015, Oliver, the founder, was replacing the battery in his fairly expensive branded watch. But when he opened it, he discovered a disappointing reality that was a hollow case with an underwhelming plastic quartz movement inside of it. And that kicked him off to create Marlowe, along with Gordon, an industrial designer who shared his passion for doing things properly. And boy, do they do things properly. Now, the Solent Timer is a perfect example of that. It's a simple 3-hand timer. And that's all it needs to be. Sometimes the best designs are the ones that don't try to do too much, but just do what they do really, really well. Because let's face it, don't mistake simple here for basic, because there's some serious thought in every single little detail on this watch. And we've got to start with the dial because it's the absolute star of the show here. It's a two-tone blue with these diagonal graded lines that give off that perfect nautical feel. When the light hits this, it just goes to town. And the effect is subtle, but incredibly effective. It's not flashy, it's not in your face, but when you catch it in the right light, it is genuinely stunning. It stops you and makes you look at it. But again, lots of simplicity here. The hour markers are simple white dots with lovely blue borders, clean and legible. You've got slightly larger dots for the 3, 6 and 9, and an even larger one for the 12 o'clock. Below that, you've got the word Marlowe sitting perfectly underneath the 12 o'clock, and Solent Timer 1080 AM above the 6 o'clock provides a lovely symmetry to the whole dial. And look at those high polished surfaces all over the case. All right, let's talk dimensions for a second. This is a 42mm diameter case with a 12mm depth, sitting on 22mm straps. Now, it's got that nautical bespoke design case with a sapphire crystal on the top featuring dual-sided anti-reflective coating. Inside of that, you've got the Miyota 9039 automatic mechanical movement. So you're finding 24 joules, 28,800 beats per hour with a 40 or so hour power reserve. Flip it over though, and you'll find an exhibition caseback showcasing that movement. But what really catches my attention is the color-matched chapter ring around the edges of that movement. So that chapter ring reads Marlowe Watch Company Solent Timer and includes this lovely little quote. It says, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." Now that's a nice quote for a nautical styled watch, but it's actually a quote that's attributed to the US President Franklin D. Roosevelt. And it's a beautiful reminder that life's difficulties are what makes us stronger. And the fact that it's there hugging your wrist on the back of this watch just makes me feel a little bit stronger every time I wear it. All right, closing this up, water resistance is 10 atmospheres, that's 100 meters, with a screw-down caseback, screw-down crowns, so it's genuinely ready for any water activities that you throw at it. And at 72 grams, you know it's there. It's substantial, but it's not heavy. And remember when I mentioned that this watch has an ability to shape and adapt to wherever you need it to be? Well, here's what I mean. This might genuinely be the perfect go anywhere, do anything watch. On the default rubber strap, it's ready for days at the beach or out on the water, be that the Solent or any other waterway. The rubber's comfortable, of course it's waterproof, and it gives the watch this really sporty, ready for adventure feel. Swap it to the matching leather strap though, and suddenly it's ready for dinners out with friends. This leather just elevates the whole piece, making it feel much more refined while keeping that nautical character still firmly there. But put it on the Marloe steel bracelet and you've got something that's now dressed up enough for occasions that need that little bit more show. The bracelet completely transforms it into something that could easily pass for a much more expensive piece. That rotating inner bezel is also genuinely useful across all of those scenarios. Whether you're timing your laps around the Isle of Wight or you just want to see how long your eggs got left to cook. And of course, in terms of daily wear, I've now had this watch probably around about 12 months, and this watch just disappears on your wrist in the best possible way. Yep, 42mm dimensions are a little bit large, but it'll work well on most wrist sizes. And at just 12mm thick, it slides under those shirt cuffs without any issues at all. So the big question, is the Marloe Solent Timer worth it for you as well as for me? Well, like I say, for me, absolutely. That personal connection obviously plays a part. But even setting that aside, this is a beautifully executed watch that punches well above its weight and its price point. You're getting thoughtful British design, reliable Japanese movement, genuine water resistance, that stunning dial, and incredible versatility. All in a package that works in virtually any situation. So if you're looking for a versatile watch that can handle whatever life throws at you while looking absolutely beautiful doing it, the Marloe Solent Timer really does deserve some serious consideration. Now, sometimes a watch is more than just a way to tell the time, right? It's a connection to a place, a memory, a feeling. The Solent Timer from Marloe captures all of that for me, while being genuinely excellent at the job of telling time as well. But what do you think? Does this nautical beauty appeal to you? Have you tried other Marloe watches? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed this review, please do hit that like button and subscribe, because there are plenty more Microbrand discoveries coming your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.